the Legendary Super Saiyan is definitely one of the most divisive Dragon Ball characters in the Dragon Ball community. You have people that absolutely really like this character, think he's so awesome and wish he'd come back and are really happy that they're kind of paying homage to him in Dragon Ball Super, and you have people that freaking hate Broly and hate the fact that he's being paid homage in Dragon Ball Super. And earlier today, we saw a new concept art for Broly. It was like this, what we saw previously in the Universal Survival Arc trailer was like this Broly, but she was all hulked up and everything. It was like, blah, it was crazy. Everyone was blowing their minds over it, but this one is a little more reasonable because it's a shorter height, doesn't change the appearance as much, and legit looks like a female Super Saiyan, not like a complete Broly clone. And I like this one a lot more. Even though I don't really cover Super News that much, I thought it'd be fun to make a video pretty much similar to Broly, talking about pretty much the first Broly movie that we saw. The first Broly movie that we saw isn't the one that always gets the most hate. Nearly everyone has a negative opinion on Bio Broly and Broly's Second Coming. Now, sure, it's debatable which is worse between the two, but overall, those two are really neglected among the fandom. And while the first Broly movie has, its things, the first Broly movie is a little more positively received. And in my honest opinion, the first Broly movie is quite a guilty pleasure and a really, really enjoyable film. And I'm going to be talking about in this video why I think the first Broly movie is a fun popcorn film. Well, if you dig deep into the lore of the first Broly movie and look at Broly's origins and motivation and everything, it's a really, really bad film. Probably the worst Dragon Ball villain ever. But the thing is about it, if you just turn your mind off and just watch it as is for what it is, for the cool action scenes and everything, it's a dope film. Think of it like The Expendables, a movie where it doesn't have much storyline or whatever, you just watch it for the explosion, all the cool action things and whatever. That's kind of what the Broly movie is. It had some awesome fight scenes and dope animation. Let me tell you, the art and animation was very, very consistent in this film, especially during the fight scenes with Broly, where we're first encountered and everything. We see some very, very crisp moving thing, and everything just flows well together so well. You can definitely tell that they had a lot of their good animators animate this film. Well, comparatively to something like, let's say, Cooler, The Return of Cooler, where they had a lot of inconsistent moments, this one was very consistent, had some great moments and fight scenes going for them. The choreography in this is very interesting because you got to see a little bit more, not just ki blast, but also a little bit of melee, martial arts, all that stuff. And we get to see a lot of the smaller characters like Piccolo, Vegeta, all that stuff get a little bit of shine themselves. Another reason why this was so awesome is it's a little bit longer than the average Dragon Ball film. The average Dragon Ball film averages between 45 to 50 minutes, but this one is an hour and 10 minutes, which means more development, more screen time and everything. Because the other Dragon Ball films are quick, straight to the point, you have to get it all done in 45 to 50 minutes, create an origin, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of rushed in a way, despite how enjoyable and how interesting they are. Here, you get a little more development and a little more build-up, and we get to see, first third, second third, last act, all that stuff, so we get to see a better build-up of this. And until Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, this was the longest Dragon Ball film we had, and boy, oh boy, this was a really good film for it to be long, because it needed that extra build-up, despite the fact that the origin story was really garbage, but whatever. It wasn't just thrown into you oh no, Broly, oh yeah, from the start, this new guy named Broly, he looks like this. No, we don't know what this Broly character is like until we find out, oh gosh, this guy is Broly. Oh my god! Holy cow, oh my god. And yeah, then when they actually find out it's Broly, that's where it begins to get in. It changed the tone of the film. It's mystery, discovering new things to this pretty much action complete fight scene type thing where, the movie kind of takes it down, whatever. The storyline is also very fun to watch as we see the Legendary Super Saiyan pose a legit threat in this, the other Dragon Ball villains, sure, they've got to beat up, but, they still have their limits and everything. This time, Broly we can see, when we were watching this as little kids, we're like, oh my gosh, this guy is unstoppable. How on earth are they gonna beat him? And of course, they did find a way to beat him through probably one of the most basic and generic ways to defeat him, which is another negative point about the film. But that doesn't stop it from keeping the threat still there while we got to see it. We were legitimately scared for this guy. He's especially intimidating, especially that design and everything, just the way just look at him. Show a non-Dragon Ball fan what this character looks like, and you do not want to mess with him, I'll tell you. And its idea of a super powerful monster completely conquering and destroying and demolishing and everything. The Z Fighters, who are Super Saiyans and everything, who, by the way, this film, it didn't come out, it pretty much came out when we saw it and stuff, it was before like the Cell games and everything, so it was like within that time period. So we didn't know what a Super Saiyan 2 was. We just heard about like this Ascended Super Saiyan, this, you know, Saiyan Beyond. It's just like this different variations, which was cool and all. But then we see the Legendary Super Saiyan, which is like, what? The concept of that is just very, very interesting, and definitely goes more into the depth of like the Saiyan lore and everything like that. So that's just been a quick little ramble on this video talking about why I think the first Broly movie is actually a very, very enjoyable popcorn film and quite a guilty pleasure for me personally. I know this film isn't great. In fact, I'd even go as far to say it's kind of the medium or lower tier of the Dragon Ball films, but I will say it has some great positive things going for that. It can be very enjoyable. But what do you guys think of this video? I want to hear everyone's input in the comments down below. Do you agree, disagree, whatever? But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Ninja out. Peace everybody.